We're very honored and pleased to have some special guests in the studio with us right now. Joining us is Brian Holman. He's the executive director of Empower College Prep. If that sounds familiar, I'll tell you why in just a second. And Phenicia Swalley. Phenicia is a fourth grade teacher at Empower College Prep and was Rebekah Baptiste's fourth grade teacher. That's right. First off, thank you so much for being in studio with us.
Thank you for having me.
This has been an issue of the death of Rebekah, as well as some other issues that have come to light with the Department of Child Safety that have led to a whole bunch of questions, and I think they're very, very valid. What we wanted to do and kind of start with you is, I think of you as like the front line. You are going to see things first. You're going to, and correct me if I'm wrong, are you a mandated reporter as a teacher?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, and we learned that that's, that you are required by law to report any instances you see of abuse. Abuse that, we may see.
Yeah,
and so that's a requirement you have.
Did you ever notice something just wasn't right with Rebekah, who was, just for our audience, if they're just joining us, she was tortured, she was killed by her father and girlfriend, just a horrific incident here in Arizona. Did you ever notice, just something's not right?
Yes, I did. She entered my classroom at the beginning of the school year for Meet the Teacher, and you could just kind of see something was a little off when she was around her father and stepmother. And then
just kind of walking on eggshells?
Yeah, she seemed a little tense. She would kind of loosen up a little bit when they would walk away. So I did kind of get that unsettled feeling, but I didn't think of it too much at the time because I had just met them.
Was there one point when you were teaching her that you said, got to make a phone call?
There were many.
Many?
Yes.
Can you tell us about one incident?
She would come to school with markings. She had markings on her face, on her lip. She would have them on her feet, on her legs. Gosh. So there were many calls. There were things, where her hair would get cut and just inappropriate things that shouldn't happen to a child.
Punished.
Like,
I'm going to cut your hair.
A little piece. And then the rest is all the...
Make it look uneven.
Right.
Her parents were embarrassing her.
You're hearing from Phenicia Swalley. She was Rebekah Baptiste's fourth grade teacher. I haven't spent a lot of time in fourth grade classrooms, at least not in a while. Is it common that kids come in with bumps and bruises? I mean, at fourth graders, they run into things, they're out on the playground or whatever. How do you know when something's gone too far?
There's signs. When she was with me, she did open up and share things with that there were things going on. She didn't at home. She was unhappy. She didn't feel like she was loved. Things like that.
She told you that?
Yeah, I mean, it was heartbreaking.
Oh my God.
Absolutely heartbreaking. So I turned into kind of the adult where I wanted to be her safety. And she would come into my room and play school during lunch with friends, and we would just have fun together. She was just a wonderful child. So the fact that any harm could have even been done to her is just unimaginable.
We're chatting with Phenicia Swalley, Rebekah Baptiste's fourth grade teacher. Brian Holman is also here. He's been a guest here on the show as well, executive director of Empower College Prep. Brian, the last time that you were here, we were talking about little Rebekah, and your comments still haunt me because I asked you how you found out about her death. Can you tell me that again?
I learned about through our director of social services, who received the news that she had been killed, and the autopsy described it as torture that led to her death.
You had to tell the teachers.
Yeah.
It's got to be the worst thing in the world.
It was a terrible day.
Do you remember what Brian told you?
Yes. It was right before school started, and I was over at Target getting a few things for my classroom, and the principal called, and I wasn't at school, and of course I thought, oh goodness, I'm in trouble. I need to go back. Silly me, I wasn't, of course, but I wish I had been.
Yeah.
So I went back to school, and because she said she needed to speak with me and didn't want to talk about it over the phone, so that's why I immediately was like, oh goodness, I shouldn't have left the campus or something. So I went back to school, and I went into the conference room, and I didn't think anything too much at first. I mean, there were a lot of important people in the room. But then I saw her third grade teacher walk in, and I knew immediately. And I just think I might have even screamed out, oh my God, it's Rebekah. And that was when they told us that she had been murdered by her father. And it just didn't seem real because I had called and I had tried so hard to protect this child. I had even told her to run if it got so bad.
Wow.
So bad. Run to a trusted adult, any trusted adult you can find. She ran to QT.
She did?
She told a worker, the police came, and she went to Phoenix Children's, I think, after that, and ended up right back in the apartment with them.
Oh, gosh.
And she told them, I'm getting abused. I believe that was in the report that I read. And, I mean, what more could she have done?
I think it's amazing that you can walk into a room and the one student, the one child you would think of was her. It was just that obvious. It must not have been just to you, but to other teachers and staff.
Yeah, well,
She was in danger.
I knew she was. She told me the last day of school, because they had told her that they were moving, but it was never like officially done, like in our system. So that's why things felt very unsettled. I actually was supposed to loop with this group, which I did. I'm a fifth grade teacher now. And she was a huge part of wanting to loop. I wanted to protect her. So just finding this out was just horrific. So I don't know. I think I just had my brain went somewhere else, but yeah, it's just unsettling that this could have happened.
All right, why don't we take a moment here? This is just tough. Why don't we take a moment here? We're speaking with Phenicia Swalley, Rebekah Baptiste, fourth grade teacher. Brian Holman is also here, executive director of Empower College Prep, and we're talking about the little girl who was tortured and murdered. And I think when we come back, I'd like to ask you guys, why do you think nobody at the Department of Child Safety helped? You guys knew. You did everything that you could. Why didn't they help?
And I know, and I hope you can tell us, you've been in some of these meetings. We'd like to know when change is coming.
Yeah.
Again, we are joined by a very special guest in studio, Brian Holman, the executive director at Empower College Prep, and Phenicia Swalley, also a teacher there, fourth grade teacher, now a fifth grade teacher at Empower College Prep, and was Rebekah Baptiste teacher. You told us amazing stories, and I'm sure you've heard it, but I just want to say it. I think she was very lucky to have you in her life, and somebody who cared obviously so very deeply about her.
Thank you.
She was very lucky for that.
I was lucky too.
One of our concerns, and I think a lot of listeners' concerns, is all of the missed opportunities to intervene in this child's life and change this outcome. We've had the governor in here, and we've had multiple conversations with her about the Department of Child Safety, about changes, about what needs to be done.
I don't like the answers I've gotten.
Yeah, well, and we hear a lot of, we're investigating, we're looking into.
Not good enough.
And I hope you can understand. My concern is, especially hearing you tell a story like about Rebekah's, is how many other Rebekahs are out there right now that we're waiting for some system to change to save them? You know, it's a real concern.
Well, it is, especially because this was a system that was supposed to be a new system because
Yes.
the old one was failed.
The old one didn't work.
Right, CPS.
Yeah.
Right.
So like 2013, Governor Brewer
Governor Brewer
blew
got
it
rid
up.
of it.
Yeah.
And this was the replacement that was supposed to fix it, and it's broken as well.
Yeah.
You're in meetings with the Department of Child Safety.
So
How's that working? How does that work? What are you like? Explain that to me.
I have been asked to be part of the Senator Warner's task force for DCS.
Okay.
So last week we had a meeting, and I did meet with the department, and their representatives were in the room with many other people, as well as the senator. And conversations were discussed. I shared my story with them, and they have been trying to. They have implemented some new processes that, and again, is it enough right now? No. We have 3 dead children right now
Right.
in less than how many months?
Right.
I mean, it's that's
All tortured, all murdered.
Right.
3 young girls. Yes.
See, if I were to sit down with them, I think and I know this isn't right. I'd want to yell at them, and I wonder how you felt. And even if the people sitting in front of you had nothing to do with it necessarily, or I don't care. I know where you work. I know you did nothing, and I'm gonna scream a little bit. How did you not do that?
I guess listening to them talk to me, the average worker is young that's doing those hotline calls.
The ones literally answering that emergency number. Okay.
Yes, they're young. They are they can't retain them, so they're there for 2 years or less. 2 years is usually the max. So they just don't have a lot of training, and they don't have those years of experience that most people would have. Is there gross negligence on their end? 100%, in my
Yeah,
opinion. It's,
sure.
I will never get over the death of this child. But I saw it a little bit. I wasn't so angry at the people in front of me. I was angry at the system for being so failed that this could happen and that it's still happening. But I know there's another stakeholder meeting. They're making changes. They are working on that. They have done a full audit of the case. I don't know if it's done completely yet, where they're listening to the calls and they are trying. And when I could hear that they were truly trying, it made it a little bit easier to digest that who they represent.
Again, we're talking to Phenicia Swalley, Rebekah Baptiste's 4th grade teacher, and continues to be a teacher at Empower College Prep. How long have you been a teacher, do you mind if I ask?
Well, I've been in education for about 20 years. I was at Grand Canyon for 10, and then I've been teaching for, I think this is my 9th year.
Reason I ask that, have you ever had to call on behalf of another student before? Have you done similar thing, run into similar instances, and what sort of outcomes did you have then?
I did. I had a student that was severely abused at a school that I worked at in Glendale, and I made multiple calls, and she remained in the home with the family.
So this is,
Jeez.
sadly, this is, I don't want to say you weren't surprised nothing happened, but it hadn't happened before. Why would it suddenly start happening now?
And I think that's why I got so aggressive with the phone calls, because I would call, like, I started starting to call things in where it was like, just do something now, you know?
Right.
Like,
How many times did you call them? Can
I off the top of my head, I don't know. I know it's documented back at
10,
Empower.
3,
Oh, more than
10?
probably close to roughly. I would say at least. Like I have a document of 12 phone calls that I thought were supposed to turn into something because
An investigation, a
right,
follow-up.
Right. But I think that there were probably way more phone calls made because I know that other staff members were
Right.
making them. But I can go back and look at some of my emails, and there's 4 or 5 phone calls just in those of just documents of, this is the number, just so I have a reference.
And can I point out again, you are required by law to make that phone call. You are a mandated reporter. When you see that, it's not even a judgment call. I mean, you're doing it because it's the right thing to do, but also you're required to do this.
Right.
If you see you're in 5th grade now, you were Rebekah's 4th grade teacher. If you see a kid being abused, why would you call the Department of Child Safety? What a waste of time that is. I don't know what you're supposed to do because I wouldn't call them. I mean, I guess you got to call them, but they don't know what the hell they're doing over there. So if you saw this again, are you going to dial these guys up? It's like whatever you say is falling on deaf ears.
I will call again and pray.
You have to.
That they're going to do their job correctly. Because, again, we have Rebekah and 2 others. There's 3 dead children. Rebekah was severely tortured, and I mean, this was so preventable. She should never have even moved. I mean, that alone should have raised red flags with DCS, in my opinion. Why, if you're under investigation at the time, are you leaving and moving to a yurt in the middle of the desert? But
Right.
I don't know.
Give me, why don't we end it with a story a moment you had with her that you're never going to forget. And I guess I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't know. Is there a good story? Is there something that you remember where you had a moment with her and you're like, gosh, what a great kid?
So there's a lot of good memories with her. I used to bring in treats for her because she was never given treats like Oreos and cupcakes, things like, and things that kids want. So I would bring those in every now and then and give those to her, and she would get so excited. And I think being able to style her hair and brush it every day for her and just be that adult.
That's what I wanted to hear. I knew that you would brush her hair because no one at home did it for her, and you did that every day. You're awesome.
Thank you.
I bet she loved that someone was taking care of her and so lovingly doing something that it should have been done in her home. Did you do that every day? Did you brush your hair every day?
I had to. Not in the beginning of the school year, but towards the end I had to. And we had a little drawer with a brush and some clips. And she liked her hair in a little clip, twisted up the way I used to do it. So I would do hers like that. But her hair was so thick. We used to have to do it like 5 or 6 times because I'm terrible at doing hair. So I would tell her, I'm sorry that this is what you get. But she was so grateful. I think just to have that physical touch too, because it was gentle, and I don't think she had a gentle female touch.
You were the closest thing to a mom she's ever had.
Yeah.
Sadly.
And so unbelievably lucky to have you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I can't imagine, for many of us, going to school wasn't the highlight of our day. I guarantee you it was for Rebekah, was
How
being able
awful
to be around you.
her life was, and you made it better every day. And you should feel good about that, even
Hold
in
on to
such
that.
tragedy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, Miss Swalley, we thank you so very much for being with us. We thank you so much for sharing your story. We continue to think about Rebekah and the other kids out there. We continue to think about the ones that are in danger now, and we continue to hold the state of Arizona and the Department of Child Safety accountable for this, and will continue to.
Don't you worry. We are not letting this go.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you for that.
Thank you, guys. Thank you both. Again, that's Brian Holman, the Executive Director at Empower College Prep, and Phenicia Swalley.
Thanks for watching Outspoken with Bruce and Gaydos. Tap to watch more from KTAR News and click the button in the middle to subscribe.